Here is a cauldron, a cauldron, a volcanic cauldron, not far from where I live. And this is not those ice caves that I was trying to find the other day, but it's near there too. Let's go take a look at this. Okay, let's take a look at this. This is what I came to get today. Still smaller than I wanted it to be, but it's only a 125, but I thought it was bigger. But he said it would get me around pretty good. So we'll see. It wasn't very much money either. It was only $400. Oh, I guess there's a bunch of these cauldrons out here. This is one of them, maybe. I don't have my selfie stick. Cauldron of hell. Big bubble of gas just burst and it all collapsed or something, huh? Might be a cave over there. I'm sure there's probably a hole. You dug down, pulled some of those rocks out. There's probably a big shaft down there. That might be over there. I think that's a shaft. I better go check it out, huh? Alright, let's go check it out. First, let me go see what this is. Oh, there's rock. I bet you there's a hole back in there. I bet you. But I don't think I'm going to be... Oh man, I don't even know if I want to walk over there. We'll go around top. Yeah, I'm not buying the motorcycle to have fun. I'm just making sure I need something like that in case, you know, things go down, we don't have any gasoline, we have to get someplace. Another big cauldron over there. Right up this here electric line. There's a big hole over there. I'm just out of Grants right now. Between Grants and where I live, New Mexico. This rock doesn't look too stable. I mean, it moves. Some places. I wouldn't mind going down in there. There's a hole back in there, but it probably doesn't go too far back in there. I've seen some of them around here. On some people filmed it and they go back in quite a ways, but I'm not much for hiking down in there right now. This is just big holes everywhere. It's like a big bubbling lava field or something at one point for miles. It's all bubbling lava. I mean, this is about the same line. If you go up through, from here, go up through Utah, or the other side, go through southern Idaho, and there's Arco. And it has some stuff like this. Oh, look at that. They were chasing a coyote. Big old coyote. My two dogs are chasing a coyote. Why in the world? They're gonna get killed. Whew. I doubt whether I got that on film, but I saw a gray coyote go shooting that way when I heard my dogs are yipping. Hope they don't catch that coyote. Probably a wily coyote, and they might have a whole pack of coyotes out there waiting for him down with the other side of the hill. It is so lovely here. I just love this area. Oh, there's some big, probably some nice overlook cliffs down there. Going off that. Let's go over this way, see if we can find the dogs. Barry! Maggie! What are you doing? You better not. Chasing coyotes. Nuts. You're just little puppies. You're little dogs. They were bigger than you. Oh, these are good fruits here. Of course, those are left over from last year, but these have some really nice. Oh shoot, got poked. They got some nice fruit. You know, I'm gonna make a video pretty soon about something I've been learning. It has to do with oil and the oil-based diet. And I've talked a little bit about it here and there, but I'm doing a lot of research, and I really believe I may have found the secret to eternal life. I'm not kidding you. And this revelation comes just at this point when I feel like we're about to go into a new world, you know? And I still believe that this whole earth will be here, and we'll plant, and we'll have vines and figs, and, you know, but we're going to change in a lot of ways. One very easy way to change this world is start loving one another. And another way to add on to that is when we have knowledge and we start using our noggin. We're no longer slaves. I think they're feeding us poisons. And on top of that, we've forgotten how to eat and what to eat. And it's not like something you'd need a book to find out. If you were here all by yourself and nobody had told you or given you instructions, you'd find a way to eat just like the animals. And they eat what they're supposed to eat, every one of them. What's provided for them. And what's provided for us is the orchard, the paradise. And this is, I believe, it. And in this area, you have pine nuts, acorns, mesquite beans. There's all kind of yucca, those cactus fruit, pears. There's just gooseberries everywhere. Well, I don't know why people are trying to burn things down. It's kind of weird because you see a lot of burning here and there. Like, how did this burn? I don't think it burned. I don't know what it is. Still got fire coming out of the ground around here. But it all started with this whole thing on castor oil. I mentioned it, and a friend of mine was telling me about how it cures everything. Rub castor oil all over you. Put in your belly button. Takes away kidneys and things like that. You know, kidney problems and liver and intestinal organ problems. And you can put on your skin, cure your skin. But I was thinking about why, and I think I figured out something. You know, most nuts, if you look at the trees that are in nature, they're not fruit trees, they're nut trees, most of them. And they're all over 50% oil. If you take a nut, the average nut, some of them up to 75% or more. But the average nut's about 50% oil. And that's what we were supposed to eat. Not sugar. There were no bananas and apples and oranges in the garden. Or even these sugar vegetables like potatoes, these hybrids. There were nuts and some berries in appropriate seasons. But anyway, the castor oil I think is especially good because for your skin and stuff, and as medicine. It feels real grainy. I think it's very, very fine. It's broken down. It's disassembled. It's almost like graphite. It's very fine, and it'll go into your cells and give you life. Because minerals are the building blocks of life. See, it's all burned around these places like it just recently had a fire coming out of here. Like cauldron's on fire. I'm serious. Look at the fires all around this cauldron. This thing's active or what? I believe that, like, for instance, you take matter, organic matter, trees, leaves, branches, grass, vegetation. It grows up. I mean, there's lots of vegetation, and all this comes down and becomes mulch within a few years. And every year, grass and leaves grow. And that mulch becomes compost, and it begins to ferment and go back to the soil. And it leaves a residue, a black, oily residue. What is the remnant of what is the natural life you see all over. When the life leaves it, the physical part goes down into this little oily stuff. And I don't know if you realize it, that's called oil, petroleum oil, and they refine it, it becomes mineral oil. So what's the difference between mineral oil and nut oil and stuff like this? Well, they're the basic. That's what the plants consist of. Nature consists of oil, and when it's broken down, it's just a real fine oil. I don't think we're supposed to use mineral oil, but oils like olive oil and coconut oil, these kinds of oils are very healthy for your skin because they give you a sheen, like an electronic shield. They give you life. It allows energy to flow in and moisturizes and adds life to your cells and gets into the cell itself and adds the minerals, which are the building blocks of everything. The oil in the nut is what builds the nut and what builds the animals. That's why it was made as food. I think we're supposed to eat 75% or 50% oil. And mostly the rest would probably be protein. We don't need that much food, but what we do eat should come with oil galore in all varieties of fruits and berries and nuts. Sometimes we have to roast them, though, because I just got some walnuts the other day that were rancid. If you don't roast them, they'll go rancid quite quickly. So sometimes these nuts aren't necessarily supposed to be eaten raw. I mean, beans, you got to boil them. And that's another variety of life and food. You see nuts, and then second, you see beans. Lots of trees have bean pods. The mesquite, the acacia, you know, all throughout Europe or Africa and Middle East, there's acacia trees. Through Middle East, Afghanistan, all the way to China, I guess. I don't know. But just about everywhere you go, they have some kind of that acacia. And they have bean pods, and they're just everywhere, where there's from dry climates to, you know, semi-dry. But in the major parts of the world, like Canada and Russia and Europe and everything, it's all full of pine trees. The pine nuts are a rich source of oil. And in the middle, like mid-eastern states, you know, Appalachians and all throughout Oklahoma and Arkansas, lots and lots. Acorns, hickory nuts, black walnut, and other walnuts, and I can't think of the other Gilberts or whatever they call them, different kinds. Macadamians are down further south. But all these nuts are very healthy for you, and all of them have over 50% oil content. And the beans have quite a bit of oil content to them too. But there's almost no sugar in any of the natural trees and the orchards that the Lord made. And even the gooseberries and things you find wild, there's very few of it. They have sugar, but there's a lot of fiber, and that helps to keep your body from getting too much sugar because it's absorbed like a little time capsule in the fiber. But there's not nearly as much sugar in wild berries as these hybrid ones you get at the store. By the way, I ordered some fruit, some nuts, trees, and things like that. But I ordered a couple fruits too because, hey, I was raised on apples myself, you know. So I got a couple apple trees and some plums and almonds and pecans and things. But I also got something that to me is just the most amazing tree I've ever seen. And it surprises me because nobody ever has these, at least out west. Maybe they do out back east, but the mulberry tree. You hear about them in the songs and, but man, people, if you've ever seen a mulberry tree, oh man, it's like, do you like raspberries and blackberries and things like that? Well, imagine having a tree so huge. It's like one of the biggest, fullest, thickest trees you've ever seen. And the entire tree is so full of these big, huge, 3 times the size of a normal blackberry. or raspberry. And it's covering the tree. So thick, you can just pick bags and pounds of this stuff. One tree, when it's putting out all of the fruit it should, would feed a whole town. It's like insane. Boy, I think you'd get sick just eating all the mulberries, but you could evidently, you could gather them up, make wine, dry them, make raisins. Anyway, I think 1 or 2 mulberry trees, or 4 of them. I think 4 of them. I think I got 4 of them. Probably take a lot of water, so I'll have to water them real good. And we're gonna grow some good stuff too, if you know what I mean, in the greenhouse. Starting here in about a week or 2, we're gonna start doing all that. I'm gonna try to show you what I'm doing, you guys. It's just been hard because I've been busy running around, and after April I won't have to be running around anymore. So we'll do some more. We'll do videos and show my face and show you guys more about what I'm going to be doing, what's going on. I don't even know if we're going to be on the air during tribulation, guys. And I do think the tribulation begins in April. Is what I'm understanding, at least at some point, probably about that time. The internet will go down, and the only way you'll get back on, when it comes back on, is a new system of verification, and you got to know who you are and control you in every way, and you got to get to market the beast and all that. And I'm not going to do that. And most people probably won't, so it's going to be a fakery system. You'll think that that's your friends on there, and it'll all be AI, robots, just propaganda. And they're going to run the world with smiley. Well, they've been doing it for years. It's called commercials. People coming on with smiley faces and sunshines behind them, telling you to take a purple pill. It was, good for you. They've been doing it for a long time, friends. It's going to be nothing but advertisement. And it's going to be hooked right up into an electrode stuck in your brain. Yeah, and Donald Trump will probably die. Did you know how I know that? Because the Simpsons have him in a casket. And the Simpsons knew years before he became president, he was going to become president, and they would go down an escalator, and a man holding a vote sign off to his side near the escalator would drop the sign just as he gets on the escalator. It's not predictive program. Like, oh, okay, just predictive program. No, it's real. They knew what was going to happen. They made it happen. And by the way, one of Bart Simpson's cartoons shows him on a chalkboard with this theorem. Oh, there is a hole down there. It says it's closed. That's a cave. Let's go take a look, shall we? I know they say it's closed, but hey. Anyways, this has to do with CERN, and they only supposedly recently figured out this mathematical equation with CERN, this amazing equation they're able to operate CERN that turns the world into a death or whatever, antimatter, or who knows, whatever it is, it's this theorem that they got. Well, it's supposed to be the most amazing theorem since Newton or something. Well, Bart Simpson knew this amazing theorem years and years before they supposedly invented it. Let's go down there and take a look. I'm gonna shut this off for a second so I can get down there. Okay. Yeah, I had to get down there. Maybe you should just stay up there. I'm just gonna look for a second. I don't think it goes back too far, would it? This is a cave. Yeah, I think it's a tunnel. And it probably goes this way and that way for miles, because that's why these holes are ever so often. I've seen these around here, and people going into some of them. They're all over the place, though. Holy mackerel. Well, I know it's closed, but guys, I want to see. I'm sure it's dark in there, too. If they really wanted to close it, they'd put a bar and a gate on it, wouldn't they? It's crazy because all these rocks are not very stable. Oh man, Yeah, it goes way back in there. I don't have a light. My phone has a light, but you can't run the phone and the light at the same time. Oh man, guys, this goes back in here. I'm scared there's bars or something in here. Oh, it's pitch black. Oh, man. Yeah, it just keeps going down. Down, 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 and around the corner. I'm going to stop and turn my light on. I won't have the camera on because I can't. And I want to see how far back it goes. Hold on, guys. Okay. Yeah, as far as I can tell, it goes way back in and down deep into the earth. Like a big ice cave or something. And so I went back a couple 100 feet or so, and it's just pitch black, and it just keeps going and going and going. So we're not going to go any further. I don't have lighting. I couldn't have the camera on because I couldn't even see where I was stepping. I don't want to stop. Now I got to get out of here. Hi, Maggie. Say hi. Hi, Barry. We're off to Montana for to see the Julian. Well, they feed in the tules and water in the draw. Their backs are all matted, tails are all raw. Ride around, little doggies, ride around slow. The fiery, snuffy, raring to go. Oh man, can't wait to play that guitar. I got me a couple of new guitars I want to show you here pretty soon. Most amazing guitars you've ever seen. Anyway, look at this beauty. Yeah. Pretty nice, huh? Yeehaw. I don't know if that's big enough though, 125. It don't sound like it, does it? But he says it's pretty powerful. But yeah, I wanted like a 250. And he didn't say what size, and just looking at it, I thought it was like a 200 or something. But I was wrong. But as long as this thing gets good gas mileage and get me from here to wherever I need to go, when this is all over and said and done and we ain't got no gas, I bought 6 55-gallon drums full of fuel that I have stocked, and that's just for now. Ordered another 4,000 pounds of flour, organic, whole red wheat flour, whole wheat flour, unbleached, unrefined, all this, and oat flour and barley, and I ordered nuts, pounds and pounds of nuts and things, and that's just the second order I've made with that company. All together now we're going to have about, well, I won't say, because yeah, but we're gonna be prepared, guys. We're gonna be prepared. Let's get the heck out of here. Get the heck out of Dodge. Look at this, man. We got mud. Whoo-wee. Can't wait till the mud fairy comes and takes it all away. And spring will be here. I think it's here, don't you? Doesn't it look like spring? I think so. Yeah, I think so. Let's go. You ready? Oh, and by the way, while they're coming, look what I got at the Goodwill. If I can open it with everything falling out. All these books. Look at this. And if we want to play tennis, look at these. Dan Brown, Bill Moyer's Healing of the Mind. All these garden books and practical skills. Oh my goodness. And The World is Flat, which I don't believe, but interesting reading for people. Home remedies. Oh, guys, I'm going to go through them. They're the most amazing books. And the Lord just had them sitting there waiting for $2.99 each. You know, holy moly rollies. Buddy. And all this yarn. I don't weave, or yarn. My mother used to. But we got lots of yarn to make Afghans and things. It's really cool, huh? Come on, guys. Get in, baby. Let's go. I said, well, open the door for me. I ain't getting in until you open the door. Get in. Good girls. Go ahead. Go. Good girl. All right. See you guys later.